ready to go for the second half here at Petershill Park. And Abby Ferguson gets underway. Swept by Thistle back to Faulkner. Faulkner across to Docherty. Docherty looking for McClintock. McClintock with a really good pass forward for Henderson if she's able to keep it in, but just trickles out of play. And United will have the throw in. No changes at half time for either team. One ball forward, one back by Thistle. McGowan lays it off for Taylor. There's going to be a stoppage with McGinley down for what looks like a head knock at the start of the second half. So it'll be a drop ball for Thistle. For Taylor. McGinley alright to carry on. Taylor's going to hit it high up into the air towards Donaldson. Donaldson flicks it on with a header, but an easy one for McNichol to grab. Thistle win it back with a good header, and then Rebecca McGowan able to lay it off for Taylor. And then McClintock's got two in front of her, finds Ferguson. Ferguson on her left side, tries a shot with the right foot, blocked, still in the box for Thistle, but cleared, and couldn't quite find a real clear route to goal there, Ferguson. Faulkner gives the ball away to Smith, but McGowan does well to get in there and win it back. Ferguson with a little flicked header on in behind the defence, but it's going to carry through to the goalkeeper. First half chance in the second half goes to Thistle. Ball forward, one in the air by Taylor. Donaldson looking to switch out to Cara Henderson, but just couldn't quite get the angle of the pass right there. The idea was good, the execution not quite matching it. It's Cowper back to our goalkeeper McNichol. McNichol aims out to the Dundee United right. Kim Murphy comes forward and wins the header and wins a free kick as well. Lisa Ryan committing the foul on Murphy. Murphy struggling a little bit, looked like a knock to the ankle she took, but not going to need any treatment at the moment. But Henderson with a good opportunity to deliver from the left flank. Midway inside the United half. Lofts it in with the right foot towards the back post. McCulloch should keep it alive here. Does keep it alive. Back in towards Ferguson. Cleared by Todd though. Now breaks to Faulkner. Faulkner to McGowan. McGowan looking to pick out McCulloch, but it's blocked. Docherty here. Trying to find Henderson. It gets through to Henderson. There's no offside flag. Henderson with a shot. The near post saved well by McNichol. Really good opening. Good run from Henderson. Kept herself on side. Couldn't beat the goalkeeper though at the near post. The corner kick about to come in. Just a word from the referee to Abby Ferguson, who's standing next to the goalkeeper. Here comes Henderson's corner. In swing with the right foot. Very high one. This one's going to be too high, and just carries behind for a goal kick on the opposite side. So about 5 minutes played in the second half. Thistle on top so far. Cara Henderson having an effort saved there by McNichol after she'd had one ruled out in the first half for offside. There's a ball forward. It's going to be Thistle's ball, and they can just keep it in United's half and continue to pile on the pressure. It's back with Faulkner, who then does launch it forward. Donaldson touches it on, and she's penalised for the offside, as Lindsay Taylor and Ferguson were making runs in behind. Perhaps if she'd left it, there would have been no flag, but Maybe I'll be a flag anyway. Nichols' kick. Lindsay Taylor's first to it, but can't control it, and then battling with foot, keeps the ball in play momentarily, but then can't keep it in at the second moment. And it'll be a throw into United just inside Thistle's half. All over the top, Falconer backpedaling to get her head to it, does get her head to it, breaks in the middle of the park. Henderson flicks it on. McClintock then try to get it to Donaldson, but pass pretty easily cut out by Dilworth. Now Rob works it inside, and then the ball over the top for Murphy and McCulloch, and in the end between them they get the ball away. Then knocked forward by McGinley. She's going to keep it and play out in the left flank for United on her right foot, looking for a way past Docherty. Now looking for passes and goes all the way back to Cowper. Her ball into the box, flicked partially away by Taylor. Still there though for United to continue to push. Dilworth with a really good ball out to Ryan. Ryan past McClintock, chance to cross here, does put the cross in but slices it behind, and a chance to put the Thistle keeper under some pressure goes begging. Long ball forward. Cowper was first to it but didn't deal with it well at all, and Ferguson now trying to get it out to Donaldson. Her pass though cut out by Dilworth, and then Dilworth fouled by Rachel Donaldson, and it'll be a free kick to United deep inside their half. Again, the start of the second half has sort of carried on the way it ended in the first half, with the frequency of the fouls being given. Dilworth's going to need some treatment. That one definitely was a foul, no doubt about it. So, as things stand, both teams look like they're going to get a point, which for Thistle would take them up one place above Hamilton Accies, at least until they play Glasgow City later today. But they'll definitely still be looking for all three. As for Dundee United, a point would be enough to take them above Spartans, at least for the time being, before they play Motherwell later on today. Takes the free kick, sailing down the centre of the pitch and breaks to the left. Now Rob picks it up. Rob's got Smith on her outside, gives it to Smith. It might just run away from Smith though. He had a bit too much pace on that pass, not able to keep it in. And it'll be Thistle's goal kick. Cunningham hits it long. Dilworth gets her head to it, clears it out for a Thistle throw. Kim Murphy to take the throw. Clinton up the line. Donaldson in there as well. Donaldson with a nudge on foot. And quickly taking free kick, works it back to McLaren. United spread it out towards the left hand side, but that's a wasted quick free kick. Might have been better placed to take stock of things there. It's Thistle's throw. Docherty takes it, but given away by Taylor. And McGinley lays it off for Harkin, and that one goes out for a throw. Much like the start of the first half, neither team really finding their rhythm yet after the restart. Throw in goes to Henderson, who goes down. Nothing doing from the referee though. It's moved out to the right hand side for Ryan. Ryan laying it back for Dilworth. Dilworth forward, cut out by McGowan. It's back with Murphy. Murphy tackled by Ryan. Donaldson now will just play it back to our goalkeeper. There's a little bit of a scuffle between Ryan and Murphy, but nothing much doing there. McCulloch though with a loose touch allows Rob in. Rob turns back, plays it to Ryan. Ryan past McGowan, plays it off for Rob. Rob's low cross, controlled by Taylor. Just a little bit of indecision there from Thistle. It's going to break out for a Thistle throw, but not too convincing with the way they dealt with that one, Thistle. Uncharacteristically indecisive. Now going to be a United throw. Dilworth takes it, and it's given away by Harkin. Harkin though makes amends by winning it back and crosses it into the middle, headed away by Faulkner, picked up by Henderson here. Henderson moves onto her right foot. He's got Docherty making the overlapping run, looks over the top, and Ferguson will chase after that one with McLaren close by. McLaren does really well though, heads up into the air back to herself, then her clearance goes to McGowan. Thistle can stay on the front foot. McGowan being put under a lot of pressure, as is Faulkner. And Faulkner trying to play it back to her goalkeeper. It hits off of McGowan. Now a chance to attack for United. McGowan just had to get that tackle and put it out for the throw. Throw goes in, and United able to turn and create a bit of space. Faulkner's header away isn't convincing, and then it's going to go up in the air for McGowan and Rob to challenge for, and the shot comes in, and Cunningham had to be on her toes, got across quickly and showed good handling as well to hang on to it. Thistle trying to work out from the back in the end, just goes long from Cunningham over Donaldson's head though, and Dilworth will let that one run for a throw. Dilworth forward, but McGowan's the first to it. She tries to play it into Donaldson. It's just slightly over hit. Comes into Taylor though from Faulkner's header. Taylor with brilliant skill to get past foot. Forward to Henderson. Offside flag goes up, and Thistle again not happy with the officiating. That one certainly looked tight. Here's Harkin going over the top. McCulloch gets ahead to it, breaks to McGowan. McGowan then playing it high to Henderson. Henderson trying to get it into Ferguson, but it's intercepted. There's Faulkner and McGinley jostling. I think the referee plays the advantage there. Cunningham's kick forwards. McClintock then knocking it on towards Ferguson and McLaren, and the goalkeeper almost getting into a big mix-up, but in the end McLaren did well to just get out of the way and allow McNichol to grab it. Punt forward, McCulloch's header comes to McClintock. McClintock over Dilworth, Donaldson chasing. Dilworth though able to get a clearance in, and it'll go out for, kept in actually by McClintock, and then knocked into the air by foot, and eventually Dilworth does play it out for the Thistle throw. McClintock ready to take it, but it's going to leave it for Murphy. Murphy in towards Ferguson. She's forced him towards the corner, claims for handball. Ferguson goes forward, and then McLaren wins it back. Ferguson challenging with a foot, breaks to Murphy. Murphy with the right foot flicks it into the middle. Ferguson knocks it on, cleared as far as the edge of the box, and then McLaren's going to do the rest, but still not properly cleared. Henderson touches it to McGowan. McGowan looking for the return pass to Henderson, racing against Todd. Todd gets there first and able to stop it from going out from corner, plays it for the throw-in. Claire Doherty ready to take the throw. Goes into Taylor. Taylor over her own head, then puts the cross into the middle towards McClintock. McClintock's touch off her shoulder just takes it straight into the goalkeeper's arms. Bounced a bit earlier, a bit later. Would have been perfect for a header or a volley, but just was in a bit of an awkward area for her and couldn't really attack it properly. There's Henderson trying to win it back. Does win it back, it goes past the defender Todd, and will win a free kick for Thistle out on their right hand side, 10 yards inside the United half. Got a final score from the Celtic game, 7-0 winners against Glasgow Women. So they move to the top of the table, at least for just now. Cara Henderson's ball in towards Ferguson, flicked on, it falls to Donaldson, her volley going to be deflected behind, but Thistle again looking the more likely. Fell to Donaldson at the back post, tried the first time hit, but it's well blocked by the defender right in front of her. So Cara Henderson across to take the corner kick. Goes in towards the front post and hits the bar. Still there. McCulloch tries to get it over the line, lays it back towards McClintock. It's cleared. Now Cara Henderson again. Urged to shoot. She does shoot and finds the net. What a hit from Cara Henderson. It was dipping and moving. McNichol couldn't deal with it. Her corner had hit the bar. It was worked back out to her. And what a hit in the end. Struck brilliantly by Henderson. Her third of the season, and Thistle have the lead. They've deserved it this second half. Thistle 1-0 up, and it had been coming. Henderson so close to scoring direct from a corner there. Came back off the bar, kept alive by McCulloch, and then eventually moved back out to Henderson, who took a touch. So that every home fan in the stand here was crying out for a shot, and she obliged. Hit it really well. It's pretty much straight at McNichol, but high enough and with enough movement that she just couldn't get anything behind it. And now we're going to get our first substitution of the game for Thistle. Off is going Kim Murphy, and Rosie Slater coming on. You imagine that will just be a like for like. Slater slotting in at left back.
Partick Thistle, off the pitch is number 3, Kim Murphy. And coming on to the police house number 2, Rosie Slater.
So now, a bit of a different angle on this game, with United now needing to chase it, and there's a foul given against McCulloch. She tackles McLaren. And now we'll see how each team reacts, because this will be the better of the two sides at the start of the second half. Will the goal change their tact at all? And for United, will they be kicked into action by conceding? It's going to be some treatment for McLaren after that challenge with McCulloch. About 25 minutes to go, plus injury time. Long way to go for the Jags. But at the moment, we're looking at a win that would take them into 6th place. And with Hibs playing Rangers and Aki's playing Glasgow City, it would be a good time to pick up the 3 points. Hibs, Motherwell and Aki's would all have the chance to go back above this with their games there today. As I mentioned, Hibs hosting Rangers, Aki's hosting Glasgow City, and then Motherwell are at home to Spartans. After a lengthy bit of treatment, McLaren's going to be alright to continue, and there was no yellow card, so he's going to have to go off the pitch and wait to be allowed back on. Still limping quite heavily. It's going to be Cowper's set piece. Towards the back post, really good delivery there, dangerous one, but it's going to take a little nick on its way through and go through to Cunningham, who just fall on the ball and try and take a little bit of the sting out of this Dundee United attempted reaction. Cunningham's punt, Ferguson not able to get there, the ball drops in behind for Henderson. Henderson trying to get away from Cowper. Cowper recovers well though, able to get the clearance in and falls straight to Harkin, and now it's Lindsay Taylor working back to try and put pressure on Harkin. A loose touch from Docherty, just let it run under a foot. Cross coming from Todd in towards the 6-yard box, but Claire McCulloch uses a good bit of strength to just see off McGinley, and Cunningham able to grab it. Ball forward is going to bounce towards Henderson again, and Cowper. That seems like a key battle in this second half. Here's McClintock, and free kick given against Abby Ferguson. And members of the crowd, members of the Thistle media team as well, not happy with some of the calls the ref's making. Cowper goes along with it. It's flicked on nicely. Got a drop from McCulloch to clear. McCulloch's clearance. Ferguson tried to control it but couldn't, and Ryan's going to let it run through to her goalkeeper McNichol. McNichol's clearance is sliced slightly, goes out to the right hand side of United's team and worked back, and Donaldson flicks it forward for Ferguson to chase after. Ferguson looks like he's going to get there, not quite, well covered by Ryan, and throw it into the Jacks. Throw in taken, now Slater puts it into the middle. It's going to go over Henderson and Taylor, but they should be able to keep it in play and keep the attack going. It's with Henderson out on the right wing, looking for passes. Sees Docherty coming forward, Docherty into the middle, McClintock flicks it on, it might fall for Taylor here. Lindsay Taylor saved well, it's still there, cleared off the line. Thistle's so close to a second goal, now Dundee United looking to counter attack. It was Lindsay Taylor there whose shot was saved by the goalkeeper and then it's cleared on the line. Second goal would be massive for the Jags. Not to be on that occasion. Docherty's throw in into Henderson. Henderson does really well, turns away from foot into some space, tries a cross, it's blocked, and Cowper can't keep it in, so it will be another corner kick. But Henderson causing United all sorts of problems today. Ball comes in towards the back post. McCulloch attacks it, heads it towards goal, not cleared, and just goes past the post. United guilty of just not dealing with it at all well, letting it drop. In the end, it just squeezes past the post after a couple of legs swung at it. But it'll be another corner, this time an in-swinger for Henderson to take. Penalty box loaded again. Henderson crosses it in, it's more towards the edge of the box, not towards McCulloch, might fall from McGowan. McGowan gets a tackle in, and then it breaks for Smith, who plays it forward. Rosie Slater here on the left hand side, and that one goes out for a throw in off of Malcolm, the substitute for United. We're going to get another change for Thistle, and it's going to be Caitlin Knappen coming on, and looks like Jordan McClintock going off. So some fresh legs up top. Navin still looking for first. Still looking for a first goal for Thistle. McClintock, who got that hat-trick last time out in the league against Dundee United. Throw into Henderson. Henderson turns onto her left. She's got Slater next to her. It's a bit of play by foot. So Slater to take the throw. She's got Henderson and Canavan moving about in front of her. Told to get a move on, goes into Taylor, who's made a good run in the box, and then tries to play her over on head, but handballed it in the process, and it'll be United's free kick in their own penalty area. Try to play it out from the back, United give it away. Ferguson to Canavan, cut out. Ferguson is still going to get to the second ball. Ferguson turns back, sees Henderson on the left, gives it to Henderson. Henderson crosses it in, but the offside flag up against Henderson, and that will stop this attack. So one more stoppage for Thistle to make subs in. McNicholas kick forward, it goes to foot, then Delworth. Delworth's kick is a bit wayward, but dealt with by Cowper. Now McLaren looking over the top, but Rosie Slater gets to the ball and heads out of play for a United throw. United looking for a way back into this, because since the goal, apart from that one set piece they had, it's been very little in the Thistle half even, never mind the box. But here they come into the Thistle box, and McCulloch had to defend well and be alert to get it away from McGinley. Slater clears it, it falls to Smith though. Not got away, and then eventually Harkin's shot blocked, still there. Todd out on the left hand side, going out wide, crossing it in, blocked by Falk, and it will go behind for the corner kick. Cowper's corner, outswing with the left foot. It's floated in, it was towards that near post there, and McGowan had to get a head to it, but the ball had already drifted out of play by the time she touched it. Looked like a dangerous corner, but wasn't quite kept in play. Cunningham's goal kick. Aims out to the left hand side. It's Canavan who gets the flick on, now towards Ferguson. Ferguson controls it really well and then moves it out to the right hand side. Brilliant play from Abby Ferguson to Docherty. Docherty looking for Canavan, but it's cut out. Docherty looking to win it back, but it's going to break for United. Ball forward that McCulloch heads away. Harkin now with the ball forward. Slater with the clearance, it will come out toward Delworth. Delworth charging forward away from Taylor. Now Donaldson back, really good covering from Rachel Donaldson. Slater can try and play it into Taylor, but the pass just the wrong angle. Now ball back to the goalkeeper, and Ferguson pressing here. McNicholas has to come off her line quickly, does well to get there and then get a really good kick on it as well. McCulloch's header forward, flicked on by Donaldson to Canavan. Canavan back to Slater. Slater through the middle. The offside flag is going to go up against Cara Henderson, and she's certain that she wasn't offside. Going to get another United change now. And McLaren's the one that's going to go off. Looks like she's still struggling with that knock she picked up in the challenge with McCulloch right at the start of this second half. Eve Donald that's going to come on to replace her, former Glasgow women defender. Long ball forward, headed away by McCulloch. Henderson gets there ahead of Donald, and now Henderson heads it on to Donaldson. Donaldson trying to flick it over the top for Canavan, but the ball just angled out to the left when she was looking for it down the middle. Throw into United, midway inside the defensive half. Dilworth into McGinley, who's taken over the captain's armband after that substitution there.
Confirmation of that substitution for Dundee United on the pitch with number 5, Jake McLaren, replaces number 2, Eve Doyle.
Goes back to Slater, and Slater has to just head it out for a throw, and United now looking to move up the pitch. Goes up the line towards Malcolm, but she can't control it. It'll be Thistle's throw in now. Donaldson flicks it inside to Canavan. Canavan onto McGowan. Good play from Canavan. McGowan looking to get it out to Doherty. Brilliant pass from McGowan, and Doherty does really well to control it as well. Doherty up against Todd. Trying to go past her, blocked off by Todd. Solid defending, and Thistle seen off for the time being. Looks like potentially another change getting ready. 2 changes, in fact. Taylor Hamill and Amy Bullock look like they're ready to come on. Throw in. Seen off by United. They'll go out for another Thistle throw. Doherty goes into Henderson. Henderson backing into the box, trying to play it sideways to Ferguson or Canavan. It might be for Canavan here with the right foot. Good save from the goalkeeper. It's from a difficult angle for Canavan. Had to really wrap her foot around it. Got plenty of power, decent height as well, but good save from McNichol. And at the other end, Culloch having to head the ball out for a throw. Thistle have had a couple of good chances to make it 2. We'll see whether United make them pay for missing them. Throw in, goes to McGinley. Turned away, Ferguson here against Ryan. Ferguson still going. Turns onto her right foot, then plays it forward to Henderson. Henderson holds it up and plays it sideways to Lindsay Taylor. Taylor trying to get it back through for Henderson, but covered well by Cowper. And it goes back to the goalkeeper McNichol, whose kick goes straight to Harkin. Harkin with the left foot, looking in behind Falconer, and there could be a chance here for Malcolm, but Falconer showing a good turn of pace to get back in, put it out for a throw. So Nigel's throw. Again, he's going across to take it, which means it's going to be launched into the box. So not leaving empty up at the halfway line, and comes the throw. It is a really deep one this time, and it's headed behind by a United player. Goal kick to Thistle. We are now going to get that double change for the home side. Rachel Donaldson's one of the players coming off. The other one is going to be Abby Ferguson by the looks of things. Amy Bullock, Taylor Hamill, the 2 coming on. We'll see how that changes the formation, if at all. Looks like Bullock's going to slot into that number 10 almost role, where McClintock and Canavan have been playing so far today. Canavan then going up top, and Taylor Hamill just like for like replacement on the left hand side for Donaldson. McGowan chasing after McGinley. McGinley gets away from McGowan though, and then plays it out to Dilworth on the right hand side. Space to put a cross in. That one's in towards goal, and Cunningham had to get a hand on it to force it away. Difficult one to deal with, was backpedaling towards our back post, and did well to just get a foot on it before it was cleared behind by Doherty. So corner kick from Cowper. towards the front post area, attacked by a few, and Harkin I think was the one that got the touch to it. Comes back out to Cowper, she goes past Bullock, and that's going to be a penalty kick. Came back to Cowper from the corner, just used a bit of skill to get past Bullock, who just caught the number 17, and United to have an ideal opportunity to get back lane level terms. And it's McGinley who's going to take it, wearing the captain's armband now. Scored in their last league game, the win over Hamilton Accies. We'll see whether Cunningham can make the save here. Big moment in this game. McGinley against Cunningham. Hits the post, comes back to it, and then hit over the top. And there's going to be an indirect free kick given anyway, since McGinley was the first one to touch it after it came back off the post. But a big opportunity for United, and it's missed. So a bit of a let off for Thistle, but also a warning sign. Cunningham guessed the right way and may well have made the save had it been just inside the post, but came off the post anyway and then hit by McGinley again, which leads to the indirect free kick for Thistle. Forward, Bullock flicks it on, headed away by United, and then it moved out to Todd on the left hand side. Won back by Henderson, but now go for a United throw. Suddenly things just a bit more frenetic after that penalty. Is Faulkner with the clearance. Bullock onto Canavan, just runs past Canavan though. Ryan will play it back to her goalkeeper McNichol. McNichol with the kick. Aimed out to United's left. Docherty comes forward and gets her foot on it. It'll break to Lindsay Taylor. Taylor tried to play it on for Hamill, but it was well read by Delworth, who wins it back for United. Todd up the left. Claims that the ball went out, but nothing given, and now a free kick given in United's favour on the touchline. There's going to be a yellow card for Claire Docherty, presumably for dissent. There are a fair few Thistle players who are not happy at all with the way this game's been refereed. So another Cowper delivery. High into the box towards Malcolm, headed away by Henderson. Now Docherty, try to flick it on, claims of handball, but her hands were by her side there. And now Foot plays it back to her goalkeeper, and McNichol will come under pressure from Canavan. Slightly loose touch, but does well to play out to Foot. Foot now under pressure from Hamill. It's over to Ryan at right back. Ryan looking down the line, finds Delworth. Delworth onto Robin Smith. Smith putting the cross in, but that one's going to go straight towards the goalkeeper, and Megan Cunningham can just catch that one, fall on it, and waste a few more seconds. Cunningham's kick, punts it in behind, and Ryan coming across, gets her head to it. Canavan keeps it in play, goes down, and that's going to be a free kick for the home side. And again, Thistle can just keep it up at the right end of the pitch, and can't be much more than 5 minutes left in this one. So these are the pressure moments. It would be a massive victory for Thistle. We move up to 6th for at least a couple hours. Taylor Hamill and Henderson standing over the free kick. Hamill is going to leave it for Henderson to take. She lifts it in towards the back post. McCulloch rises, gets her head to it, but it's going to be flicked well wide of the goal. Not enough power and not the right direction either on that one. McNichol's kick. Bullock comes forward, gets her head to it. It's going to go to Todd on United's left. Henderson gets a foot in though, and then Donald just has to play it out, and it's going to be Thistle's throw in. Unsurprisingly, Thistle taking their time getting the game restarted. To Bullock from the throw in. Bullock chips it forward for Henderson to get after. Todd covering it. She's able to control the ball, but now with her facing her own goal, forced to try and get it away, and plays it into Henderson's feet, and Henderson's going to keep it alive. Plays it back to Bullock. Bullock onto her left foot. Try to find somebody in the box, finds Hamill, lays it off for McGowan. McGowan tries the shot, but got right under it, and that one flies out of the park for a goal kick. With the kick. It's a pretty flat one. Cowper flicks it on, and Bullock and McGowan fall for Taylor, but she couldn't get there ahead of Harkin, and now it's Malcolm out to the right hand side. Got a bit of space, closed off by Slater. Slater gets back in, and really good tackle from Rosie Slater. It'll be United's throw in, but well defended. It's going to be another long one by the looks of things. Dilworth leaves it for McGinley. Comes the throw. Not dealt with initially, still there. The shot comes in, it's blocked towards the edge of the box. Smith's hit just over the bar. Half chance for United. The initial throw in not properly cleared. The second phase fell to Smith, but couldn't find the target with the left foot. The goal kick. Taylor challenging for it, but it's Harkin that wins it. It's out towards Doherty. Doherty flicks it back to Falconer, and then Falconer's clearance is going to go straight out for United throw. Todd across to take it. Todd, a long throw down the line from McGinley. Bullock flicks it away from Thistle end, and then Todd with a sliced pass forward, which will go out for Thistle's throw, just about near the halfway line. And there's going to be a red card for Stuart Hall, and I'm not quite sure what for, to be honest. Didn't seem to be any sort of argument or discussion. Just a straight red card for Stuart Hall. You'll have to watch the rest of the game from this side rather than the dugout. Bit of confusion on the bench about what that was for, but I'm sure Brian Graham will have a word with the referee at the end of the match. McGowan's ball forward, he goes out for a throw.
Thanks once again to today's match sponsors, the Jags Foundation. They have chosen as their player of the match, number 16, Cara Henderson.
Cara Henderson picked as the player of the match. If I remember correctly, she was player of the match last week against Celtic in the Cup, or 2 weeks ago I should say. But well deserved selection in this game. Obviously currently the scorer of what looks like the winning goal. Still time left though, a couple of minutes plus injury time. Foul given against Lindsay Taylor as McGinley goes down. Todd takes it short to Donald. Donald on the right foot, plays it forward. Doherty's first to it, now Bullock. Bullock tries to turn past Donald and not manage it, but then Doherty plays it up the line for Canavan to chase after. Todd, pressured by Canavan, and plays it out for a Thistle throw. Thistle keeping the ball at the right end of the pitch here. And taking every second they can, as every team does in these situations. Doherty with the throw in, headed away by Todd, but straight out of play again. Harkin into Cowper, and then McGinley. Doherty getting back to win the ball back off the number 6, and a tackle from McGinley. They put it out for a United throw. Throw forward. Lindsay Taylor trying to get there. It'll break for McGowan. McGowan try to just knock it into the corner for somebody to chase after, but that one's going to go comfortably out for a throw to United. Rachel Todd, the one ready to take it on United's left hand side. Throw goes forward, Bullock wins the header. Canavan then trying to knock it back to one of her teammates, doesn't manage that, it will fall to Bullock. Bullock hits it high into the air. Donald try to control it, it will fall for Henderson. Henderson try to get away from Donald. Donald though does well to recover and block Henderson off. There's Ryan forward into Todd, who's under a lot of pressure, and she can only play it out for a Thistle throw, and Thistle managing the game very well in these last few minutes. Doherty's throw down the line, Henderson goes down, and referee thought about giving something there but didn't give anything in the end, and that one will be a corner kick for Thistle as Canavan does well to win Thistle some more seconds in the United half. There'll be no rush to take this for Henderson, and wouldn't be surprised if it goes short. Canavan's on, takes it into Henderson, and it is just kept in that corner. 4 United bodies going for it, and breaks off of one of them, goes for a Thistle throw. Canavan's throw into Henderson. Henderson loses the ball, Cowper's clearance. Played off by Harkin towards Smith, but Doherty gets there first. Doherty will get to the ball again. It's in towards the box, and Canavan could have maybe thought about getting into that, but just carried through to McNichol despite the goalkeeper's indecision there. Plays the long ball forward. Thistle able to clear it partially, just at the halfway line now. Lindsay Taylor with a header. McGowan now going in for it. Breaks, and then plays it forward and just plays it into the corner so Thistle can move back up the pitch. And again, Thistle doing a really good job of not giving United really any sight of even their box, their goal in these last few minutes. The throw in starts play again. Played forward by Foot, out towards Smith. Doherty's there with Smith. Doherty able to get in and get to the ball, and plays it forward for Canavan to chase after, pressuring Ryan. Ryan plays it up the line, it'll come off Canavan and go behind, and there's the final whistle. Thistle get a massive 3 points here at Petershill Park, their second win of the season, second win in a row in the league. Cara Henderson with the only goal of the game. Her corner kick crashed off the bar, it's worked back out to her, and she just smashed it in from the angle, beating the goalkeeper all ends up. So Thistle now will move up into 6th place above Dundee United, now on 8 points. Thistle, United on 7, Hibs on 7, Motherwell on 7, Hamilton on 6. So we'll wait and see what the results are later today to see whether we stay up in 6th, but for the time being that's where we are. In a great position to be in. 2 wins in a row. Thistle finding form at the right time. So it's a double win this weekend for Thistle. 2-1 win for the men's team at Hamilton yesterday, and a win here at Petershill Park for the women's team as well. Really well fought today by the Jags, and can't say they didn't deserve it. At the end of the day, had the better chances, looked much better in the second half, and now Brian Graham having a word with the referee and evidently doesn't agree with what the referee's saying, but he won't care now that he's got the 3 points. So that concludes our coverage today on the live stream for Thistle v United. We'll be back for Thistle's next game, but for the time being, Thank you very much for watching.